Hey, this is Alchemist 2, and I'm back again with another series review. I just recently watched the final episode of Season 3 of Sherlock Holmes, and I have to say it's the best one I've seen so far because it proves something that I thought for quite some time, and I knew. And then there was another revelation with another character that I just had an inkling about, and Dad looked at me and he said, when did you connect the dots on that? I thought, didn't you notice this and that and this little subtleties of what happened in this particular scene? I said, oh, and he picked up on it, and I thought, why was I the only person who was very observant of that? I mean, it was very subtle and very clever the way it was done, I think, and this episode is the best episode and probably the pinnacle of all the episodes I've seen so far of Sherlock. Benedict, he really does a splendid job. He is absolutely fantastic, and if you Cumber ladies out there, or Cumber men, I don't know what to call a Benedict fan who's a guy. I guess it would be a Cumber man. If you've been reading up on Benedict, his parents actually play a role in the series, and they played a role in the episode the Sign of the Three, and they also appear in this episode, his final vow. And I always had that feeling. I thought, are those his parents? Because they look exactly like him, and they were, and I was right, and I thought, yay, I'm right again. So it was just one of those things that I just felt so happy about being correct again. So I'm rarely wrong. There are times that I am wrong because I am human, but most of the time I'm right. My observations are very accurate, and more often than not, I'm 100% right. And it's just because I'm quite the observant type, and I'm analytical, and I put all the pieces together, and I like solving puzzles. Puzzles are one of my favorite things to do. And I might not be the best. It might take me a while, but in the end, I always get it right. In this case, I did. I thought all of the small, I think, less significant pieces of a puzzle of a particular character. I'm not going to mention who that is because it's a huge plot point in this particular episode. But I had a feeling that there was something that was mentioned before, and that's why this series is so wonderfully done. It's episodic, and the way that Moffat does it, and the other producer, I forget his name, I think he plays Mycroft. And we get to see more of Mycroft and Sherlock together, which I really enjoyed. And there's a little bit of an underlining plot with a girlfriend that Sherlock kind of recruits, but that's basically all a ruse. And it's something that he does to gain access into a building that he would normally not have access into. So it's rather amusing. This episode was absolutely fabulous. It really was. It was just brilliantly done, and I give kudos to Stephen Moffat. I just love Stephen Moffat and the work that he does, and of course the creator, all the producers, all the work they've done, and the research that they've done into Conan Doyle's work, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, I should just say Doyle, but I'll be more accurate in that, more correct. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. I think Sir Arthur would be very pleased this modern interpretation of Sherlock Holmes versus Elementary, which I never watch because maybe I don't consider myself a purist, but I just can't see Watson being female. Excuse me, sorry, don't flame me, but I just don't. Now, I haven't watched Elementary. Maybe I should just to give it a shot, but there are this is one of my absolute favorite versions of Sherlock, and my dad's beginning to start to like Benedict quite a bit. It's his favorite portrayer of Mr. Holmes, or beloved Mr. Holmes, would be Basil Rathbone. Of course, Basil Rathbone is absolutely the best as far as I'm concerned. He could not be paralleled. He was absolutely remarkable. My dad actually met him in IU campus when he spoke, and I thought, you lucky dog, I wish I could have been there. I mean, it was before my time and before I was ever conceived, but at least he had that opportunity and the privilege of meeting Basil face to face and speaking to him and hearing him talk about his experience as the titular character of Holmes, the penultimate character, I think. When we think of detective, we think Sherlock Holmes, I think, or we think Agatha Christie's characters, or we think Nancy Drew. We think about a lot of different characters that resemble that, and that's actually what I was going to be working on with my version. She's going to be kind of like Sherlock herself. Her real name's never revealed. That she's always known as Rouge. That's just what they call her. They call her Rouge because she wears a lot of red. And there's her favorite color. So her partner's name is Blanche. So it's interesting. You got red and you got white. So I always wanted to do something like that. I was thinking of having a cat in the series named Noir, and I think that would be another nice little, it's actually an homage. So that would be a little bit of an indicator to my muse, how I was inspired. Mainly I was inspired by Sherlock in order to write that. But I have written of a female private detective before. It was called A Woman's Touch, and then I wrote a secondary script. It's on fanfiction. Fiction Press, not fanfiction.net, but fictionpress.com. I'm on fanfiction.net too. That's basically all I have to say about his final vow. I'm really looking forward to season 4. I don't know if there's going to be a season 5, but please God, I hope there is, because the seasons that they have for Sherlock are far too short. So I will be postulating whilst I wait. So maybe a lot of the theories that I have postulated will come to pass. I know they will, actually. We'll see.